Hello, welcome to Valerian Bay. I'm Suzanne and I'm so pleased that you're here. So I'm doing a special edition video today, which will be a little bit longer. I'm partly doing it because today is my birthday, so I thought I'll give a present to go through all the planetary stuff and different activities you can do to make the most of what's going on for my birthday as a gift from me to you. I have actually filmed this yesterday, so I'm currently either at the Chelsea Flower Show, and I do absolutely love flowers, as you can see there's one here, which is looking amazing. This is a peony, or I'll be winging my way down there. I'll be travelling off down to London. So thanks for watching, and I invite you to really get involved with this because it's going to be a lovely exercise. So what's actually going on? Well, first of all, we've got a full moon in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is a really great planet for focusing forward, for looking forward into the future and bringing in the new things that you want. And it's very much a positive full moon for Geminis, Aries, Leos, Sagittarius and Aquarius, I think it is. The others, it can be a bit tricky. Now, what I've found over the past couple of days as we're coming into the full moon period is actually that some certain emotions have started cropping up for me. For example, I've felt a bit of self-doubt, a bit of anxiety. And what you'll find is with any full moon, because it brings the element of water, it brings that closer, it's magnetising for water, and the element of water is representative of emotions. It starts to bring emotions about what's going on for us at the time up to the surface. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a little exercise. If you've got anything where you can burn some paper in it, so I have a little cast iron cauldron. And we'll write a few things down and I'll tell you what those are, and you can choose your own as well, of course. And also, if you've got a black candle, that's really useful as well, because that helps us to release different things. So I'm going to go through these things with you. But at the same time that we've got Sagittarius, a full moon in Sagittarius, there's so much going on planetary wise. So not long ago we had Jupiter conjunct with Uranus, which was massive and really positive. We've now got Jupiter going into transit with Gemini, but it's in detriment, which means that it can be a little bit tricky. However, if you use the Gemini elements, so for example communication, being a bit more social, being very open-minded and flexible, and looking at things from a big picture down, it can be a super fantastic time for you. So the last time that this happened was 12 years ago, and actually that's when my life changed humongously because I got married. I'm no longer married, but I got married then, and I am a Gemini. So let me just get my notes because I want to tell you exactly what is going on. So Venus is conjunct with Jupiter, and they are and this happens on the 25th of May. Yeah, sorry, Jupiter transitioning into Gemini happens on the 25th of May. Venus is conjunct with Jupiter, and they're two of the most positive signs that there are. So Venus is obviously about love, passion, creativity. Jupiter's about expansion, abundance, miracles. So there's real good stuff going on, and it's important to go with the flow, because if it makes things a little bit tricky, a little bit jarring because it's in detriment, we just have to use those special Gemini traits to help get us through these things. So I'll put a reference in the description to show you everything that I've referred to so you can have a look yourself. But what we're going to do is we're going to do some activities to help make this time really super duper positive for us around the full moon. So stay tuned, watch till the end. Feel free to subscribe, like and get the notifications if you want information about what's going on here. I always try to do stuff that's going to bring you back in alignment with your soul essence, back to the authenticity of who you are, whether it's in love, life or spiritual elements. And you can work with me as a life coach at www.valerianbaycoaching.com. So you just fill in the get in touch page and we can have a conversation about how I can support you through your life and your soul's progression and its journey through this lifetime. Right, so let's get on. So this is a really powerful energy time, particularly around transformations, personal transformations. It's a really, really positive time for that. So how can we utilise the full moon to support in that process? Well, what we can do is we can write down things that we need to release, and we can burn those in a fire safe, in a safe way, which is why I was mentioning my little cauldron here. If you've got anything that's fireproof that you can put the lid on, maybe do it outside. You can write down certain things and burn them at the time of the full moon, so tonight or whenever your night time is and it's the full moon period, which is now, and that will help to release that from you. So what I've got written down is the first one I've got that I've put on a bit of paper here, so I'll read that out to you. I've got, I release the old version of myself to allow my new life to ground into reality. And that's what we want, because this is a period of really profound manifestation with the way Jupiter is, Venus and Gemini. We want to utilise the energy to really ground the energy of our new life into being. So sometimes the potential is in the quantum field. It's out there, it's swimming around. We want to ground it into us directly now so that it becomes part of our 3D reality. So you can use that one and burn that in the cauldron and just make sure that it all burns. So if there's a bit where you find it doesn't burn, it's maybe because you haven't actually genuinely released the old version of yourself. So you might need to take some time to breathe and just make sure that you genuinely are willing to release the old version of yourself. And if not, ask yourself why and try to work on that. So the other one I've got 4 here. I've got, I release any hold, karmic or otherwise, that anyone else has over me. That's a really big one to release. You find sometimes that people in life have a hold over you and it prevents you from feeling truly free. So that's one that I'm doing as well. This is another particular time for forgiveness. So I forgive anyone who has wronged me or how I have wronged myself, because sometimes we can do things that aren't in alignment with our soul essence, aren't in alignment with who we are, and we do it for the good of others, or we do it because we think we should, or maybe our ego gets in the way and we start to do things that we shouldn't have done. That's a lovely one. Again, I'll write these in the description just so you can pick them up and go through them. And then the last one I've got is, I release any sense of lack or self-doubt now and always. So this one is in alignment with what's come up for me as the full moon has come into fruition. It's bringing these feelings of self-doubt to the forefront. So I'm going to release that with this, and I will show you. Just briefly, I'll show you one, but I do these one at a time. Use my cauldron, and I will just like that. Let it burn away. Like that. And then I'll have the cauldron ready to put it into like that. me go, and it's still burning away. And there's some white smoke and it's blowing towards me. So, that's white smoke when it blows towards you means that your prayers have been answered. If it goes away from you, it means a different outcome might be better. If it goes to the left, it means detach from the outcome because your expectations will be exceeded. So what you're asking for almost isn't enough. There's going to be more. If it blows to the right, it means that you need to put more energy and action into what you're doing to make you manifest, to manifest your dreams into reality. So there we go. So that's those. Now the other thing that I wanted to share with you was this is Yasmin Boland. She does really great stuff to do with the moon, and again I'll put that into the description box because I realise the light is shining on this. It's called Moonology and it's in a shiny silver title text, which you can't quite see I think on the video. One awesome thing that she does is that she says when it's a full moon in Sagittarius, ask yourself these questions. Now I ask myself these questions using my pendulum to check into my unconscious mind to make sure that my conscious mind wasn't overriding them and I wasn't missing something. So, top 5 questions. Right, I ask my unconscious mind, have I been too flippant or carefree to the point of being careless, irresponsible even? So you should be able to say my pendulum is saying no, which is good. Next question, have I been letting myself down by allowing myself to get distracted or bored? Right, fortunately, it says no again for me, so you can use your pendulum to ask these questions. Third question, have I been overconfident to the point of arrogance or too preachy? I do worry about this one because I'm making videos that I'm putting out there for all of you, and the last thing anybody wants is preachy. No, it says no, so that hopefully you agree with that. Number 4, have I been a commitment phobe to my own detriment? I'm still getting a no for that. And then the final question, have I been seeing the bigger picture? Right, I've got a no for that. So I'd ask my unconscious mind, is this a problem? Is this a problem that can be resolved? Is this a problem that can start being resolved now? Is this a problem that can finish being resolved in an hour? I ask my unconscious mind to give me a signal that this is starting to be resolved now. Right, so that's happening now then. So that all starts to resolve within me. I also got one, there's a message for the full moon in Sagittarius which says life is an adventure, don't stagnate. Now interestingly enough, when I did this, before I made the video, I got that I was starting to stagnate, and it wouldn't let me complete that process of problem solving until the end of play tomorrow afternoon, which is probably because I'm going to the Chelsea Flower Show and I need to get out more and stop focusing on so much on work stuff and probably get out and have a bit of fun, which is it's a great time to do when it's your birthday. Right then, so the other thing you can do, the final thing I'm just going to share with you because it's really good. If you get a black candle, and again this can be done around the time of the full moon, you should soak it in salt water. You might want to soak it standing up so that the wick doesn't get wet, but soak it in salt water for about 5 minutes because candles soak up loads and loads of energy. And whoever's been making the candles, their energy can get soaked into this, and you want it nice and clear. And then for releasing, so my intention is to use this later when it gets dark and the moon is up. I will use this to release anything that no longer serves me as I move into my new life and new way of being. That's what I'll say, for my highest possible good and with gratitude for all that has been previously. That's what I'm going to say. But you dress the candle with either olive oil, and when I say dress, you put a little bit on and then you twist it downwards anti-clockwise. That's for releasing. You can also use geranium oil, again, to put it on there and twist it downwards anti-clockwise. And those elements that I said earlier about which way the smoke burns when you first light it will be true. So black smoke, negativity is being removed from what you're asking about. White smoke, your progress. Progress is happening, but there might be some delays. But just remember, every rejection is a protection. So if there's delays, it might be because there's something better for you in once the time's aligned. If the smoke blows to the right, you need to put more action and energy into manifesting what you're trying to achieve. If the smoke blows to the left, you need to detach from the outcome because your expectations will be exceeded. If it blows away from you, then a different outcome might be better. And if it blows towards you, everything's absolutely marvellous and it's all happening. So those are the key things. So what I have used is Yasmin Boland's Moonology diary for 2024. That's mega good. This was a present from a very lovely friend, as was the Moonology book by Yasmin Boland. Very awesome bits of kit to get you through life. Because I think as well, we underestimate how much the moon and its phases and planetary changes, how they affect us, how they affect our moods, how they affect what we're actually doing in life, how the timing of them can help us succeed or delay us. You know, it's really important stuff. And cosmic weather as well, you know, solar flares. So that weekend we've recently had, where there was some real big solar electric activity going on, and where in the UK and in America we got to see the northern lights, you know, where we lived, which is quite unusual. The energy of that weekend was really, really fantastic. So much positive stuff happened for me. It was absolutely marvellous, and everything flowed easily. So sometimes if things aren't flowing easily, just rest and breathe and go with it, because it may be that a planetary shift needs to take place to enable you to be in more of a positive position, so that what you're trying to manifest does come to fruition. But certainly with these changes going on now over the next year, so I didn't say, I don't think, Jupiter is transiting Gemini from the 25th of May until the 9th of June 2025. Heck, that is a big period of time for your stuff to start manifesting. And just remember to utilise the Gemini traits to get you through that period in the best possible way, and that will help to manifest everything you want. So communication, being open-minded, being flexibly minded, using the intellect. We're quite witty, some say. And yeah, so just use those things and let that support you, and have a higher perspective, and it'll help to bring your project to fruition as quickly as possible. Sending you lots of love. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.